So this is a picture that I drew in 1977. Now, I don't remember drawing this. The only reason I know that I drew it is because my mom wrote my name and the year up in the corner. I know that I was 4 years old. And because I don't remember drawing this, I think that it's Santa Claus. I don't know that for sure. Santa Claus does not usually have a dinosaur egg in his pocket, so I don't know what's going on there. But like I said, I don't remember drawing it. This is the very first story I ever wrote. I wrote this in kindergarten. I wonder, are there any kindergartners watching me right now? I wonder. I did not know how to write a story in kindergarten, so I just told my story out loud to the teacher, and she wrote it down, and I drew the pictures. And I'm going to read it right now because it's really short. The Battle by Adam Rex, age 5. One day I went for a walk in the forest. I came to a cave. I went in it. There was a dinosaur in it. He nearly ate me. I ran out. I was looking for my mom. My mom was fighting with another dinosaur. I don't know if you can tell, but I think my mom has like a knife, like she's knife fighting with a dinosaur. Or maybe it's a tiny airplane. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, she's really happy about it. My mom tried to find me. We ran into each other. I got a broken head. I had to have an ice cube on my head. I was nearly dead. The end. Here's a picture that I drew when I was 6. So I wonder if anyone thinks that my work is getting better, or my drawing's getting better. Here's Santa Claus that I drew when I was 4. And here's Santa Claus I drew when I was 6. I don't know if it's better, but it's definitely different, right? My drawings are changing. And the reason I like to show these things is I think when you see the work of a professional artist who has been drawing their whole life, it's kind of hard to imagine how they got there. It's kind of hard to imagine how somebody manages to get a job being an artist and doing that for a living. And maybe you think, oh, he could always do that. But I want to show you these drawings that I made when I was 4 and when I was 6. And maybe they kind of look like the drawings that you made when you were 4 or you were 6. Here's a story that I wrote when I was 8 years old, The Rat That Ate New York. Once upon a time, there was a town named New York. Everyone liked New York. Well, not everyone. There was a rat who got a dose of growing pills and started eating New York. Army men came out with their guns. Just before they were going to shoot, their guns fainted. Even the army tanks fainted. Nobody liked his looks. The rat jumped on New York, and he landed on a pointy building. He ate a building in one bite. Now he's eating houses. He started eating New York like mad. Then he started eating people. Then he ate a telephone. Then he went to the zoo and got tangled in the giraffe's neck. Then he looked in a big tank and got squeezed by an octopus. Then he looked a little bit sick, and then he died of indigestion from eating New York. The end.
Okay, that's a fabulous story.
What I like about this story is when I was 8 years old, you can see all the words I didn't know how to spell. Like I didn't know how to spell giraffe or neck, but I knew how to spell indigestion for some reason. I got indigestion exactly right. But I want to say that I think you can tell from this story that when I was 8 years old, I had no idea how to write a story, right? I just had a little bit of an idea, and I sat down and I made it up as I went along, and I didn't plan anything out ahead of time. And what I like to tell kids is I still write like an 8-year-old. Some people like to plan things out, but I don't plan. I just sit down and I make it up as I go. I start with a little bit of an idea and I figure it out as I go along. And so if you think you might want to be a writer and you're thinking that you can't do it because you don't know what you're doing, I don't know what I'm doing either. And And most of the authors I've talked to, they have no idea what they're doing. And that's just the way it is. So start writing and figure it out as you go along. So back to On Account of the Gum. On Account of the Gum started as an idea that I got when my brother told me that his daughter had gotten gum stuck in her hair. And I remembered that people say that when you get gum stuck in your hair, you're supposed to put peanut butter in it. And I always thought that was so strange because maybe that gets the gum out, but now you have peanut butter stuck in your hair. So what do you do about the peanut butter? So that's where this book kind of started. I decided I wanted to write a book about a kid who gets gum stuck in her hair and the scissors don't work. So they try something to get the scissors and the gum out, and that doesn't work. And it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And so when I start a book, it doesn't look like this at the beginning. It looks messier like this. Here's a couple pages from my sketchbook. My sketchbook, of course, is just a blank book that I fill up with my own drawings and my own ideas. So here you can see a bunch of bunnies that I tried drawing, and I tried different kinds of kids just to try to figure out what things should look at, things should look like. And this is how the book started.